chapter 7, verses 11 to 17. Luke chapter 7, verses 11 to 17. Soon afterward, Jesus went to a town called Nain, and his disciples and a large crowd went along with him. As he approached the town gate, a dead person was being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow. And a large crowd from the town was with her. When the Lord saw her, his heart went out to her, and he said, "Don't cry." Then he went up and touched the bier they were carrying him on, and the bearers stood still. And he said, "Young man, I say to you, get up." The dead man sat up and began to talk, and Jesus gave him back to his mother. They were all filled with awe and praised God. "A great prophet has appeared among us," they said. "God has come to help his people." This news about Jesus spread throughout Judea and the surrounding country. When God gives what you don't ask for. This woman never opened her mouth. When God gives what you don't ask for. This is a popular story of another great miracle of Jesus. If you read Luke's gospel there in the beginning, even chapters 1 through 6, you will find that Jesus had already healed Simon's mother-in-law. That was a miracle. He also cleansed a man with leprosy. Jesus has already healed a man on a mat. He had friends with him and they couldn't get in, and so they cut open a hole in the roof and they lowered the man down. Oh, Jesus healed that man. Then there is the miracle of the centurion's servant who was on his deathbed. Jesus had already healed him, and people came and were cured of ailments. And Luke's gospel says that those disturbed by evil spirits, they were healed too. Jesus was in the miracle business. He was a great miracle worker. And now we come to this interesting scene of yet another miracle of Jesus. Jesus raising a widow's son from the dead. They were in a town called Nain. Its name means beauty. But as you heard this and you read this passage, what's beautiful about this story? I mean, here is a woman, a widow. Look at her, a widow. A woman who has already lost her husband. What's beautiful about that? We don't know how long ago that funeral was, but look at her. I mean, look at this scene. You see there's a large crowd with her, but we don't really know who those people are. Everyone standing beside you is not necessarily your friend. So we don't know the pain that these people, that the crowd brings. We don't know the joy that the crowd brings. What's beautiful about this scene? She's there and this woman is crying. Every single one of her tears had meaning, mourning the loss of her son. But it's interesting that in this text, this woman never spoke. Now, I tell you, that's quite amazing because early studies show that women speak about 20,000 words per day. Happy Women's Day. But not this woman. She didn't speak at all. I mean, maybe she was silent because of the grief. Maybe she was so grief-stricken that she just had no words. Maybe she did not speak because no one would understand her words anyway. Maybe she didn't have much to say because she was simply missing her son. You see, there would be no more birthday celebrations, no more Mother's Days. It may even be difficult for her to deal with a Mother's Day. Not even lunch or dinner, no more breakfast with her son. Maybe she could not speak because of her loss for words. Maybe she was baffled by Jesus' words. The first thing Jesus says to her is, "Don't cry." Don't cry at a funeral. I don't know about you, but that's pretty interesting. It's baffling to me when people say don't cry at a funeral. If you can't cry at a funeral, then where exactly is it that you cry? Maybe that's not own personal thing. I have an issue with trying to take people out of their feelings, especially when their feelings are legitimate. Don't cry. Jesus, don't cry. I don't know why this woman was silent, but I do know that she was looking at the lifeless body of her son. I tell you, my first pastoral assignment was that of hospital chaplain. And I can't tell you the countless mothers that I sat with who lost their children. Some of them lost their children to suicide. Some of them lost their children to gang violence. Some of them lost their children to sickness. But there was one mother in particular that I shall never forget. She lost her son through a car accident. And I tell you, when you see the look in a mother's eyes after she's lost her son or her daughter, her child, you can't unsee that. It's something to not just come to the home going or not just make a short visit, but to sit with people in that moment, to see a mother, her son had died in that accident, and I remember taking her back to the emergency department, and I remember the way that she looked at her son. I think about the way this widow must have been looking at her child. But Jesus chooses something interesting for this mother. He chooses to give her a gift that she did not ask for. Why would Jesus do that without her asking? I mean, after all, the woman with the issue of blood, she verbalized her desire, right? Why would Jesus give this woman something she didn't ask for? Jairus, when his daughter was sick, he verbalized his request. Why would Jesus do this and she didn't open her mouth? Even the centurion whose servant was sick, he was on his deathbed, he verbalized what he wanted. He spoke, but not this widow at name. Yet and still, Jesus showed compassion towards her. Her pain moved God. Jesus became just what she needed in that time. Yes. She needed a comforter. Jesus was a comforter. She needed a peacemaker. Jesus was a peacemaker. She needed one who cares. Jesus was one who cares. Has God ever became what you needed? Yes. In a certain time? You know, the Lord didn't come when you wanted, but the Lord came right on time and was exactly what you needed in that situation. Why? Because Jesus knows all about our struggles. Even today. Yes, sir. Jesus has compassion on people. The song is right. Jesus knows all about our struggle. Listen to the message. He will guide till the day He's done. There's not a friend, not on Facebook, not on your job, not on your family, not the Jesus. No, not one. No, not one. We need a friend through the pain. I don't know about you, but I don't need a fair weather friend through the pain. I don't need a fake friend through the pain. I don't need a phony friend through the pain. I need a friend, and Jesus will be your friend. Oh, what a friend we have in Jesus. Jesus becomes exactly what this woman needs, even though she did not verbalize what that was. He has compassion on her, and then Jesus takes action. I love that about the Lord. The Bible says that Jesus stopped and spoke. Now Jesus spoke to the dead son. So can you imagine what the crowd must have been like? Jesus, you know he did, don't you? In 2019, you look at this text and we say, well, that's just like Jesus. But imagine being in the crowd. Jesus speaks to the dead guy. I mean, speak to us, Jesus. We know you to multiply food and we're hungry. Come on, sis. Speak to us, Jesus. We know you to be a healer, and some of us, we haven't been made whole. Speak to us, Jesus. You do know that that dead man can't hear you, don't you? You are God of the living. Do something for us. You know how the crowd is. Do something for us, God. Come down my road. Come by here, Lord. But no, he talks to the dead. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, Jesus knew that he was dead, right? I mean, dead people can't hear. And after all, the widow had already made funeral arrangements. Jesus here talking, and we've already got the funeral plan. Jesus, there's already been the order of service. We picked out the eulogies, the scriptures, the invocation, the songs, and somebody read the acknowledgement. The obituary of Jesus, it's already being prepared. The obituary has been laid out, and the resolutions have been read. I mean, Jesus, the flower bearers, you must have known that they've already come down, and the pallbearers, there's already been a funeral. The tomb is ready. The burial site had already been picked out. This mother, this widow would have already made plans. And don't forget about the repast. There's already some fried chicken. And some potato salad. And some cornbread. Or maybe some rolls, some dinner rolls. Those Hawaiian sweet rolls. Oh yeah, you have to have those at the repast. And don't forget about lemonade and tea. And when I get there, I want you to mix mine up. I'm sad that this boy is dead, but I'm alive and I need something to eat. The repast has already been established. She made plans for death. But Jesus had plans for life. Understand that God cancels dead plans.
Come on, sis, come on.
God has been doing that for a long time. You see, we have reservations for an abundant life. So then that means that dead plans have been canceled. You need to check your reservation.
Yeah.
When I consider the fact that even in this country, free persons were brought to Jamestown, Virginia. They were put in shackles on their wrists and shackles on their ankles. And you see, the slave owners had plans for death. They had dead plans. They thought that if they could take away these people's personhood by calling them gal and calling them boy and not really giving them names, stripping their African names away from them. Oh, they had dead plans. They thought that if they could pitch the light-skinned slave against the dark-skinned slave, then those people would be dead. They thought that if they could pitch the old slave against the young slave, then those people would be dead. They thought that if they could make the male slave hate the female slave, then those people would be dead. They were dead plans, so much so that they thought that those wrist shackles and those ankle shackles would still help you have mental shackles even on today. The slave owners had dead plans, but I'm so glad that we serve a God, that our ancestors hung on in there, because they said to themselves, they might have dead plans for me, but I've chosen to follow a God of life. And as long as I got King Jesus, I said as long as I got King Jesus, I don't care about your shackles. I don't care about how you try to take away my freedom. I don't care about how you call me out of my name. Jesus knows my name. I'm so glad that God cancels dead plans. If something is not going well in your life, it's probably because God canceled that plan. God saw what was behind door number 1. God saw what was behind door number 2. And God saw what was behind door number 3 and said, I'm going to pour you out a blessing from a window that you won't have room enough to receive. That dead plan is canceled. I don't care if it's a relationship. I don't care if it's something with your mind. God is in the business of canceling dead plans. Jesus said to this young man, get up.
Come on now.
Jesus had compassion and took action. And really, this story was not about the widow in the first place. It really wasn't about the son. It wasn't about her son. It wasn't about the crowd. This was a story about the God who could change their lives if they accepted him. God's glory was given in that moment. But you know, God is bigger than moments. You see, we don't know the spiritual condition of these people. Perhaps Jesus was doing this because the spiritual journey is a long journey. And there are those who truly need to see the power of God. And so in this moment, the Bible tells us that God, that And God is continuing to get glory in moments. But I wonder how many of us allow God to get the glory out of our life. Your life is more than just a moment. Your life is a journey that you don't have to travel alone. And so this was a good moment, and God did get the glory. But when they turned their lives over to Jesus, Revelation 4:11 tells us, you're worthy, O Lord, to receive glory, honor, and power. You created all things, and for your pleasure were they created. The question in 2019 is are we pleasuring God? God created us for his pleasure, but are we pleasuring God? We take pleasure in God's blessings. We like to hear that we're going to get a blessing, but the question today is, are we blessing God? God created everything for his glory. And so these people praise God. I wonder what it takes for us to praise God. The fact is, God is always busy being compassionate and taking action and giving life to that which is dead. God is busy doing what God always does best, and that is still performing miracles. So while God is busy, what are we doing? Go ahead now. Anybody? We always talk about how busy the devil is. The devil is busy. While God is busy, what are we doing? I mean, it's really polite to at least say thank you. I mean, this text does not say anything about the woman saying thank you, but it's polite to say thank you. I mean, God is busy doing what you did not ask for. The daylight showed up this morning. You didn't ask for it.
Come on,
be polite and say thank you.
Come on,
your lungs have air filling up, and if you didn't ask for it, be polite and say thank you. Your heart is beating in your chest. You didn't ask for it. Be polite and say thank you. Trees for shame. You didn't ask for it.
Amen.
But God has done it. You didn't ask for it. Be polite and say thank you. The sun got there. You didn't ask for it. But be polite and say thank you. That rain outside that we need to cultivate the land so that you might have vegetation, so that you might eat real good. You didn't ask for it. Be polite and say thank you. The moon in the sky by night. You didn't ask for it. Be polite and say thank you. The stars in the sky that you cannot even count. You didn't ask for it. Be polite and say thank you. You see, the fact is, God can bless closed mouths. The widow had a closed mouth. God can bless closed mouths. But maybe she came back and said thank you. It's not because maybe she got excited because she has a baby back. So she got caught up in the moment and didn't get to say thank you. Maybe somebody just didn't get to write that part down because they looked away while she was saying thank you. Maybe she was having conversation with somebody else. You know how we get caught up in talking, and so then we don't give the Lord praise. So maybe she got caught up in another conversation. But I like to think that this widow who had already lost her husband, which means that she did not have access to her own things. She would not have land because she was a widow and she was a woman, so she was a second-class citizen. I